The fight continues as India takes on the world. But in actuality, it's largely India versus China, the Yuan Empire to be exact. But as for the world part, it's because of all this. When I declared the invasion of the Yuan Empire, I failed to realize how the Defensive Pact works. So, when you face one member of the Defensive Pact, you face everybody else, because that's when I had it up to the 90s, not 95%, but everybody. So I would say that this war, which has been going on for 6 years now, entering the 6th year of war with no end in sight, despite the fact that what you saw in the war score, which again, is largely due to our enemy occupation, but it limits to 50% because of this invasion of the UN Empire. Occupying is not the way to win the war. It's the battles that make the difference. We've only lost 2 battles. One that is very small, and the other we had a significant loss in Kashmir County, in which I've said to myself, we cannot afford another loss like that. We can't afford it. And we were still able to overcome, even if we made many sacrifices. Many sacrifices for the Indian motherland, but we still have a war to win. Nephew's having chest pains, which means there's 3 ways to end the war. White peace is not one of them. We either win this war, which the nephew of mine will become the new emperor of China, or should we lose this war, which would be hard to imagine, that we would lose all the kingdoms and the Empire of India, and so they would all be shattered into a bunch of duchies, emirates, and rajas. We can't afford that. But the third way to end this long war is nephew dies, either by sickness or even possibly by assassination, which seems like it will not be the likely option unless I have to go on a private conversation and no, intrigue skills not high enough to put a knife into him. And also I'm currently suffering from a severe illness, severe cancer. So I don't have much long to live. And when I die, and if the war still continues, then he's going to continue that fight. Unless nephew dies, and then India will be at peace, and we will fight against China again some other time, which would be a blessing in itself, because nobody likes a very long war, especially those who are members of the independent faction, because there are many who do not like me, especially those that profess of the Hindu faith, like this man. The reason he dislikes so much is because not just the raised levies and me being a node murderer and vicious rumors they spread about me, but also married somebody to a wrong caste, because that old 72-year-old husband is casteless. He's a casteless Buddhist. Which, if you're a Jain or a Buddhist, you are allowed to marry somebody of a different caste or outside of it. But it's only your Hindu vassals that will not like it, since they go abide by caste rules. So now, what's the plan for this episode? Like, do you have any ideas of how to end this war? I got one, and this may be the last option. Sure, we beat the heck out of their armies, which they don't have much of an army now. We can't capture the Protector General unless he's out there somewhere. Which we recently defeated him in a battle, but we could not capture him. I mean, had we had captured him, we would have won. But there is another option of how to gain a victory. We have to go up and occupy that capital county. All 4 of these holdings. And luckily, we have a province that is not too far from here. which the vassal belongs to Kalinga Gunga. That dynasty have been around since the beginning. So it made me want to implement a plan to disband the Kalinga army, raise up the new Kalinga army in this territory as a way of rendezvous with the others. And we will send one army up there. Despite the supply limits and the bad winters. But honestly, I do not care. We need to win the war this way. If we can't, then we'll have to wait for nephew to die, since he's having an illness right now with the chest pains. So now, we don't know where the Kalinga army is positioned in, but we will disband their army. So we'll be able to raise, let's see, nearly 2,000 troops, which they'll be stationed up there. They'll be holding their positions to wait for one army, as I've stated before, to volunteer to go up here, even if you have to go through areas with very low supply limit, because it'll be winter by then. And all these occupied territories, doesn't help the case either, especially up in the northern territories of Zaya. Especially with one army that's currently occupying over there. So all this doesn't help. And we can't take all this time to liberate all the territories to regain the supplies. So I'll take up this army. Call ourselves, band of volunteers here. At least we have an organizer with us. So, as I said, you'll be coming with us. So we will be heading to this region. Of course, it'll be winter by then. Go up there. And then we'll try to make our way through all these territories and fight against them there, and then link up with the Kalinga there, and we'll begin occupying. As I said, the Kalingas will hold their positions, which they'll be reinforced with no, they can't, because most territories except down in proper it's not occupied. And in addition, well, we can't hire these guys, but we can hire some mercenaries. We do have the money, not just by the silk money, but also the local resources. So get me these guys. We don't need that many troops there. And to give them a head start, we'll provide you transport, which you'll be sent to the Bengal, and then you'll march your way up north. This is the best plan I could come up with. Oh, and also gotta get you guys, since, they're leaving, and you are to take up their place. That is all. That's my final grand plan to how to win this war. Get up north to Exia, and make your way in there to Western Protectorate territory, and occupy these holdings. This is probably the only way to win this war. Fully occupy enemy territory rather than capture the Protector General. So ready? Let's go. We can't win by battles because we already defeated the heck out of them, that they feel like they've exhausted their resources. But them being China, they can raise more troops if they like. Mercenaries have landed. Who died and called you captain? So, anyways. Make your way up there, by any means you can. Well, we will take it up to them. And of course, it'll be brutal winter by then, but we'll be in the middle of Tibet by spring. Unless I'll get Vijayaditya out of this army and slow us down. Heck, I think that'd probably be the better option. Temporary, okay? We'll get you out of this army just to slow this army down. Everyone else is to hold their positions until their next big battle. Don't worry about peasant revolts. Vassals will handle it. Too many crisps, huh? That peasant revolt's gone big. Why did you ever do to them two? Oh, it's probably the Giants giving trouble. Again, we don't have enough forces to send them out. If they win independence, so be it. The vassals will take it back. All the winter's going to be brutal, so you may want to stay in camp there for a while. The mercenaries will continue to get a move on because, you know, they're mercenaries. They can handle themselves. Oh. I doubt you can handle it, or we can handle it, but we could try to at least hold the positions. You know, use the defense skills, despite the fact we're up against two different forces and allies of China. And mind you, that's the Kalinga army we're using. And don't get no help out of this. So, get moving again when it's March. So we'll just do what we can against a numerically superior force. Where are you going? To Egypt. I'll accept, but I cannot send troops to Serbia, unfortunately. And doubly unfortunate that this army's beaten. Well, we've done what we can. Soon the mercenaries will come up there and kick their tail. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how bad this winter is. I got no time to be a student of that. I have an army to lead. And a war to win. Well, the Hindus can rejoice now. My husband died of a natural death. Yeah, they're a little happier now that I'm no longer married. It's kind of odd to be saying that. It's like they wish me to be a widow, but in actuality, they just want to see this castless person die by any means. But he's passed now, so at least the vessels will be, as I said, we'll be a little happier. I don't care about how bad the winter is. You're going up there. Like, you probably may want to get up there, you know. Just reunite with the rest. So, don't move yet. Fastest way of getting there. where you lot will be going. Oh, over there. To Lhasa, capital of Tibet. But slowly but surely we'll be Shoot! Stop! We're gonna walk into them. Now they're backing off. Dang it. Well, you try to do the defending. It's all desert up there. There's no mountains. There's a little strategic advantage to this. You're mostly light foot troops, so this'll do. Yeah, I'll be fighting in the middle of the desert up there. While we'll try to get there faster. They ain't stopping. So we'll definitely support them when this battle begins, and we'll be there 3 days after. Alright. And then by the time we get up there, then it's not a good place to be, but it's the best, alright? Best we can afford as a staging area to lead to China proper. Western Protectorate area. So at least we'll be fighting this army. Let's go save them. We defeated their best commanders. So we win this battle. Let us go first. You'll follow behind. Why do these counties up there have to be so big where it's hard to maneuver troops around? And if you need reinforcements, that's the only friendly territory you can get reinforced in. Especially if you have to settle in for the winter. Right about how charming he is, even though he's a madman. Good. Not good. It's the Hindus are the hard ones to please. So let me send you an alcoholic gift and all the private conversation with him. But remember, there are those that do not like me more, but can't please them because I already sent them gifts. But there are other ways to try to get rid of the others. At least you're all not out of the woods yet. You're still stationed there. Their winters are mild up there. So let me try to seduce him. Just drink in his honor. Alright, fall in love. He'll definitely back out of that faction now. Now I've become a drunkard. But don't worry, there is a way. Stop drinking. As a devoted Buddhist, trying to learn to abandon her harmful drinking habits. Can't afford to be a drunk and cancerous. And in addition, I'm gonna need a guru. Because when you have a Buddhist guru around, those ambitions to get rid of bad sins and vices increases the chances. I mean, it can't get any worse this winter. It's only mild. It's just going through the Himalayan pass, so their winters are very, very bad. And I'm surprised they haven't brought up reinforcements yet. We'll get desert, they'll take river crossing penalty. Perfect. And they ain't stopping, those fools. That means we definitely have the advantage. Molly, you need to get these guys moving. Blasted Chinese mercenaries. At least we can afford their payment. And our faction will soon go away. If you back out of it, my love. Yeah, look at me. A cancerous widow, seducing people, and drinking, which I'm trying to drop it. Can't afford to be a drunkard and out fighting in war. And someone who's one-handed. We're taking them out. Our first prisoner. And the guru's finally arrived. Just tell me how to stop drinking, okay? Winter's already mild. Their fortification ain't great. That's great. They never improved their defenses. Because if they get up to fort level 6, you can't assault it. We can. We can afford it. And if you need to be reinforced, that's what home's for. Stop, god dang it. It ain't working. You just gotta be patient with this. Oh, god dang it. Their winter up there is worse than this one, so I guess we'll stay here and besiege the area then. Since the assault I did clearly did not go well. But to be fair, he's going up against mercenaries. Had to disband and raise him up here. A little smart, I think. And their purpose here is, well, you just sit there and wait. You're the reserve until they get better. If they can endure this brutal winter. I was thinking about increasing the siege equipment, but these troops, none of them are from Chola Mandalone. So, no reason for that. Do we have a siege leader around here? If not, then I'm gonna have to find one. Unless you want to hire some holy commanders. Which, good thing I'm still alive for this. Give me 4. No, none of you are. So in that case, we'll replace him. Now for real. Is there any siege leaders around? Or at least somebody with the improved version that's from the Chinese. Here's one, even though she's a little old for this, but do come. You're Satria, and a Buddhist, which doesn't matter. But alright, is there another? Younger, Persian. I'll take young over old, regardless of skill. Young means more time to serve their country, serve their empire. Okay. We already have too many. Oh, yeah, the old Hindu, Norse Hindu. You're out of here. And she's in. Again, she's siege leader. So we'll get this down faster. A little faster. The Kalingas will wait. The old emperor is dead, and this one, this empress, she likes eunuchs but doesn't like concubines, which is odd, one would think, but then again, she's a woman. Women don't need concubines, or consorts for that matter. She's not an expansionist, but believes in an open China. But her reign is going to be short-lived. We're about to occupy our first holding. If the idea works. Don't make me be a weak leader again. This time I'm a strong leader, so vassals will like me more. But another problem. It's not improving the war score because they've occupied so much of these areas, especially Tibet, as well as the areas out west. All I gotta say is, well, keep occupying. You'll get there. Now you move in and increase the numbers. Maybe occupying all the territory could make a difference, but if not, then it's not. And then we would have to get rid of that nephew of mine. Unless the illness takes him. You become a Dhammapadji. Since when did you own that place? I never landed you. But you're still having chest pains. And we can't get rid of you. So now he's taking up residence over there. And I'm surprised they have not sent up enemy reinforcements from the Chinese. Well, guess not. Yeah, just fully occupy them and see if Well, they're gonna be coming eventually. You know, they're gonna want that piece of territory back. Or occupy it, which is another thing they could do. Drink my fountain of youth. Well, that's the one drink I would take, but I need to get rid of Drunkard. If the court guru is still alive, which he is, I'm sure it'll be rid of eventually. The fair as in attractiveness? Yeah, sure. You'll be known as the fair. One more holding to go. Nope. This is not the way to win the war because of all these lost territories out west and in Tibet, so... So, we fear that this may happen. So, in other words, yeah, there is no way to win this war, and it's all because of that defensive pact and severely underestimated. I mean, if we can, you know, beat the heck out of these guys out west by sending our armies this way, since the Chinese aren't bringing up over there, well then, I guess that's the way we're gonna do it then. Come on down. Guess it's the only way. Actually, you retake some of that. And you can retake this part. While you just follow along. I mean, I'm not in favor of prolonging the conflict, but what else can we do? There you go. So yeah, we've only occupied there, which no doubt they'll take it back after we leave here, since this plan is not working. We'll fight against them. And we'll support their ally. What is that lover of mine? No need for that. Does that include, that Gujarat? Oh boy. What the hell am I doing? Very bad timing to be doing that. Savrajini Chakravartin Arya Pillai ascended to heaven at age 50. She died of cancer. Ever temperate, despite being drunkard. She never let her base urges get the better of her. A godly woman. Arya Pillai is with the Buddha now. Now, Samrat Chakravartin Vijayaditya II, possessing a mighty physique and exceptionally astute mind. Vijayaditya is to rule. This sure to spawn both song and tale. Long live Samrat Chakravartin Vijayaditya II. But now he's going to continue what Mother had started. But I fear that it's like, yeah, he may have children and a future of his own. It's just his cousin, right? Yeah, cousin still around, but I would like to get rid of him. But there's still a battle to be fought. The great Samrajni Chakravarti Pillai of India is dead. Her soul is awaiting rebirth in the great cycle of life. But here on this side I must decide how to honor her. And thanks to the, that mausoleum of Mausolus over there, I have the ability to properly honor her death. Well, I got the money for that. And, she was a great ruler, despite what goes on here at the end of her life, but I will commit to her earth in a ceremony that shall be remembered. I invite all the people to come and pay homage to Samrajni Chakravarti and Arya Pillai in a grandiose ceremony. That'll be 400 gold. And we have no commanders. This is what I mean by very bad timing. Honor to death. It was a memorable funeral and procession full of honors for Samrajni Chakravarti and Arya Pillai of India. Everybody will remember how I honored her. Praise the gods. So those who liked her approved their opinion of her, and those who hated her might not be pleased. Does that mean all these good commanders have gone? Yes. Better question is, who wants to be? Son of a beeswax, as I said, very bad timing. But then again, Mama called me the fair. Because of my good looks, because I'm strong and smart. And I'm gonna need to join the chosen of Ashoka because, circumstances mandated. This may sound very odd, but we will do our very first sky burial. It's because of that bloodline of ours, blood of Sassan, that it was originally Zoroastrian. Even though we already had a proper funeral of my mother. And now, one would think we exhumed the body and we're going to do this new tradition here in India, despite the fact it's in the middle of the war. As my mother is there, it falls upon me to bring her to the mountains. She will be offered to the birds of prey, and in death she will generously share her flesh with all living creatures. May her spirit soar into the heavens. We got the money for that. I'm not going to take her to the mountains and let her be eaten by vultures. Instead, she shall have a golden tomb worthy of her name. As the construction of her mighty tomb begins. So it's like this. That place, although fully occupied by the enemy, it's like, I don't want to bury her here. That's not going to be her final resting place. We're going to make a golden tomb out of it. Oh, and let me drink the Fountain of Youth. Look for a court physician while we're at it. I've selected a remote and secluded location for the tomb. The men are ready and waiting for my command to start digging. Well then, put your back into it. Not good. Oh, this guy. He's a vassal of mine. But still. Yeah, we're losing that one because we ain't got no commanders. The tomb stands completed. It sparkles of all the gold and steel within. I make sure to properly seal and cover the tomb, taking extra caution to make sure no markings reveal its location. I kill all the workers so that no one but me and my personal guard will know where to find it. Magnificent. And no one shall ever disturb it. And all going back to occupied territory. Or all the way to Mongolia. Well, looks like the war is going to continue. Take them out. Guess we have to retake some territories and maybe win a war that way. Unless we'll have to send one of the armies, or two, or maybe three armies, out west to Iraq, Syria, and Anatolia to defeat all of them there, including those that would be continuing to send them their way. Oh yeah, and that little peasant revolt, you'll get it. You'll get your independence, but they will soon, or one of these days, is going to take it back. And the day you'll claim it. At least there's one benefit of this. All the raised levy, some negative modifier, reset. Now I got all these commanders. And I'm its very best. Well, I'm going to bring these people. Remember, it's either win a war this way or wait for cousin to die. Since he's having chest pains and he could drop anytime soon. And I don't think my intrigue skill is high enough to get rid of him. How many intrigue books do I have? Because I need to increase it. As I said, this war is going to be lasting forever, so impractical. There's no way we can win that one, and we will fight them again in some other decade, okay? And this is partly the reason of why I said that I don't think this series is going to end on this episode. No. This is going to prolong it for a few more episodes. So, you could say we will not end this war by winning or them winning, but instead, well, we're going to have to kill that claimant. But at least I have many sons and brothers. Well, one brother. Oh. Or sister, if not married in some other court. Then, do not worry. We have a future. It's just our war is just not our... Just find another way of saying, tonight's not our night, so to speak. So we gave them their independence. We'll get back at them some other time. Let's just deal with some of their enemies first. And organize it. So imagine, in the future, if I live long enough, in a second war against the Yuan Empire for the second invasion for the future, and how we won most of these battles was through, fighting in terrain. So I will dedicate myself to mastering narrow battles. So, you could basically say, yes, I'm tired of fighting this war now. There's no way to win it. because of that defensive pact, which we made a big mistake for. But at least the threat's getting lower and lower. Since it's below 50, that means if I were again in the future, should I fight against China again, we will not be facing many of pagans because there's a lack of them. So that we can afford. I don't think he'll live much longer. And they'll replace it with another protector general. Delhi. Anyways, now that the intrigue skill's high enough, see if I can try to kill my cousin. Sure, we may not assassinate him, but I could at least have a private conversation with him. So, get my dagger out and try to stab him in the heart. I don't care if I'll become a kinslayer. It's just, India is tired of this war. It's been going on for nearly 10 years. As we're about to enter its 9th, so it's about time to end it. As my daggers go into his heart, Dhamapati Rajagara raises his arm and misses my mark, and then he just runs away, not to deal with the consequence. This is not what was supposed to happen. God dang it. It begins again. So, that's it. I'll antagonize you. If only we become rivals. And the other alternative is put a hit on him. Make a bounty, and the bounty hunter will kill him, and then war's over. Just by any means. Just do whatever it takes. And I don't think many will be committed, but you can at least try. And where does he live again? What county? Manyapura. Get the spy master. A disastrous expedition, I would say, for them. And you being up there is no place for you. I mean, you'll manage because of the winter. But you wouldn't want to be sticking around when there's Mongolian winters. Well, there's a chance that we can assassinate. Oh, we got another taker. Just kill the cousin. And that's it. And we'll fight against China again in some other decade. You may want to prepare the Navy afterwards because Serbia is in trouble. It's just a increased council power. It's just after when it's all over, they'll be weakened and the neighbors are going to be ready to take revenge. And remember, request military training. You're the newest member of Chosen of Ashoka, continuing the tradition that the great-grandparents started. So this was an unwinnable war, but his inconsistent nature is currently unfitting of any grown man. It is only right that I condemn his behavior publicly. You're the most disgraceful Dhamapati. He's angry. You got every right to be mad at me. He's stressed. So I hope you just drop dead before we assassinate you. Where's Protector General? Oh, it's the newest one. The old one died. But he's in the capital. He's not leading any army. Look, in theory, we could definitely beat all the armies out west, but the problem is it's time-consuming. And I don't think there is enough time for that. Just kill the cousin, end this stupid nonsense, and then after that, go help Serbia. And I mentioned about you getting a head start, and you might as well do that. Just need enough ships to pick them all up. Any more takers? Once we become rivals, place a bounty on him. And he'll be gone away faster. And we need a new spy master. So this would definitely be an improvement. There we go. Still barely enough for all of you. We'll just set sail to Iraq. We'll beat anybody on our way there, and then get to Serbia, because by the time we get there, war with them is over. This costly war would finally be over. My heir for now, unless I decide someone better. Hurry up and drop dead, cousin. One backed out or died. To be fair, there's a nearby disease. Well, it's gone now. Vassalization war. Told you they would get it back. We're able to retake all of Kashmir. Well, not really, because there's these two, which you didn't get. But still, we just don't have time for that anymore. I don't even know where our retinues are part of anymore. If there's still any. So get ready for a coastal pickup, and they'll be sent to Serbia. Because we never know if someone else is going to declare war against them on any part of their territory. But Serbia did manage to take Mosia, part of today's Bulgaria. Beginning of the new century, and there's a revolt, which no doubt the Seljuks would take care of that. So it's a new century, but I originally predict that after this war we would end that series. Nope. This is partly the reason why I said got a few more episodes in me. And this was an unforeseen circumstances because of, well, we just underestimated how the defensive pact works, and you didn't know that the Western Protectorate is part of that defensive pact, the pagan defensive pact. Probably rival from childhood. I already sent you that request. A naked Jain ascetic has appeared at the court Sigan audience of four in the throne room. He criticizes my lifestyle, calls me sinful, and speaks to me of Jain ways of harmony and purity. Well, tell me more. The naked Jain ascetic continues to elaborate on the way of asceticism and yoga and how to seek spiritual purity through discipline and meditation. I can't be going around walking naked. People would think I'm strange. And becoming a Jain would get me kicked out of this Chosen of Ashoka. And we don't know how many members actually serve the Bulls of Rishabha, the Jain Holy Order. I mean, what good would that do for me? Being a Jain. Good when you're running a huge empire that needs to be stabilized. That's one thing about being good, one of the pros of being a Jain, regardless if you're Digambara or Svetambara. And plus, you could still fight Serbia's wars, even if you are of a different faith, because tributary state. So, I'll think about it, just not now. I would most likely remain Buddhist. I mean, it's okay to be a Jain at this time. You have a huge empire. Oh, that's a lot of ships. You have a huge empire. You don't need to fight any more wars of expansion because there's no reason to. And you will get back at China some other time. If cousin were to go down. So come on, drop dead. I made you stressed. But since I have the war focus, I gotta make him so mad that I gotta challenge him to a duel. I don't care if I become a kinslayer. This is the way to stop this war. So don't worry, Serbia, we're on our way. At least they haven't occupied 2 more holdings where we can land our troops there in relative safety without landing. Hold on. Excuse me. Whew. Mind you, I'm still not 100%, better from the flu. I'm like 95% better. Well, let's go, boys. Boys and girls. Hey, stupid idea. There's another way to end it. Why don't we just arrest him? But no, you can't. Lower title. Belongs to the Palo Raj. You can't get permission through him. So, I'm sorry. Death is the only way to get rid of him. Hey, look, let's have a private conversation, if he accepts it. No, he hates me too so much. After, the attempted murder. So, I'm sure he would think of, like, you must have thought I was born yesterday, huh? I ain't coming to you. So, yeah, I'm at a point where I stopped caring about the Chinese war, and I just want this war. Vladislav of the Serbian Revolt. I'll walk away victorious. He's just a fellow Buddhist. No reason to kill him. I mean, him and his cronies are going to be arrested by the Serbs anyhow. The loyalists, I mean. And I like how I use the word cronies. I received letters from Vladislav expressing a personal respect for my besting him in combat. The man is surprisingly easy to talk to about other things too, considering a part of me still remembers fighting for my life against him at the Battle of Sofia. To think that war could bring friendship. I think he'll live. I mean, he's a virtuous man. Well, not really all virtuous, but still. Hey, tell you what, after this war, if you're still around, maybe I could bring you to India for your services. Or to get you here and you be retired as a Buddhist monk, as a way of punishing for siding with the rebels. Queen's dead. No, it's different. The revolt's dead. That's I just overreact because every time I see that pop up, that means territory change or ruler just died. Why don't you be depressed or something? Get both. So, you're the crook that's been spreading bad rumors about me. I would have you arrested for that. Yeah, just reject cruelty and don't get into that intrigue stuff if you want to be a real Buddhist. The lighthouse of Alexandria has been restored to its former glory. Is that so? We'll start spending money after this Chinese war ends. Look, we can't afford a forever war. It's been going on for 10 years, the longest war of this series. So I'm trying to end it by getting rid of my cousin and then... I wish he wasn't landed. Like, why can't we just make him retire as a Buddhist monk and then he'll be out of our lives? My first friend. And tell me to focus on theology? I will. After I get rid of my cousin. Yeah, no one's willing to back the plot at this time. It doesn't help when people spread bad things about me. Has not regained its former strength. So, one would even think, yeah, China's even exhausted from this war, much like we are. So, we'll get in there, occupy this piece of territory, then go home. So, hey, at least it wasn't a total disaster where we would have lost an entire empire. So, we'll just have to end this little piece of business with my cousin. And then, everyone can go home. What does my wife think of me? Oh, she likes me way too much. And she has a rat. They're both. They're about. She's about my wife's age. Yeah, there's something about her. Ah, screw it. I got nothing better to do. It's good to be the Samurai Chakravartin. It's a good thing I'm not over there in Anatolia. Defeating all these combined armies? Not a chance. By the way, where is Dina? Hurry up and besiege these areas. Oh no, no need to be sympathetic for Muslim religions because there's hardly any out there. Except those down in sub-Saharan Africa and Arabia. And it appears I'm getting the cramps. My oldest is 13. I have a bad feeling about this. Heh. I have a... If my cousin outlives me, well then everything's just gonna go to heck in a handbasket. Land revolt. Oh, it's food poisoning. As long as you know what you're doing, I feel better. Even though he's a pagan. Which we keep forgetting that we gotta get rid of the pagan and place him with anybody who's of the Eastern faith, so everybody can get back into that college. But not everyone can afford it. Serbian rebel troops. Hey, what happened to my lover? Is she dead? Oh, difficult pregnancy. Oh, I'm sorry. She has to be away from the front lines for a while. Oh yeah, we keep forgetting. She's already here. The old woman's the other siege leader. Yeah, we're just doing Serbia a favor. At least that threat level's... Alright, here we go. It thoroughly hits me by now and likely wishes me dead. The feeling, of course, mutual. We shall be enemies to the end. Alright. It's too bad I cannot duel you because war will never end. But we're gonna put a bounty on him. Hopefully someone will take him out. Since assassination is no longer an option because people are too scared. I mean, look at him. He's a bad person. He's arbitrary. He's cynical. And he may or may not be a secret Zoroastrian member, but nobody can confirm that. Or he's just sympathetic because of that bloodline. Not to mention, one thing I forgot about my cousin. He is rich. I don't know where he got his money, but him being arbitrary, I like to think it's ill-gotten gains. And this is before he even became a Dhammapada. He was already rich by then. He's thinking he's going to use that money to go to China. As a way of, preserving all these treasures. I will fight there. The other army in Serbia will continue besieging. The Sogdians coming with me. And the Tamil Mare. Alright. You got any skills? No? But they have your wife. And your children. The bastards. Well, I'm giving you your piece of chance of revenge. Because, I always have a soft spot for the Sogdian people, just like in the previous series. So we're going up to Kashmir and take it to them. Cancerous Duke. Han Hindu. Since you serve the enemy, no mercy. This one he doesn't get to live. If he was a Buddhist, then I would not kill him. That's a lot of money. A Mongol Hindu. Vaishnavist, but craven. Can't recruit him. And he's from a mercenary band. Ah, Mongol Hindu mercenaries. I say. Whoops! That's my daughter. See? Vijayadichadok. Persian word for daughter is duk. And strong because of me. I'll acknowledge her as mine. And food poisoning is gone. Surprised no one else has attacked you during this entire time. Hell, no one else attacked India during this entire time. I'm not talking about members of the Defense Pact, just other countries directly declaring war for whatever reason. Or even Serbia decides to declare war against me to break out as a tributary state. Remember, there's a bounty on my cousin, and he will be get rid of. Return to Greece. 100% war score. So Serbia is saved. They got him. Whispers in the East claim that Gagarin, Empress Shangzong of the Yuan Empire is in a joyous mood as the Indian claimant Dhamapati of Vijayadkara Akikare has died. His death shattered the morale of Tamil forces who now retreat back to their homes in India. Just like Dhamapati, this invasion of the Yuan has come to an end. So yeah, I've lost the war. Good job, whoever's the bounty hunter that got him. Oh, a Kannada Jayan man. The man of peace, and a bounty hunter, as he's a member of the Wheel of Life and Death. That's because, you know, he lives around that area. Where exactly? Oh, it's from up there, in Kannada land. So in other words, it's like some Indians, the more patriotic ones, would probably feel like, we've lost the war. But for me, it's like, alright, thank goodness the war's over. Everybody can go home now. After nearly 12 years of war, it's finally over. So, the Indian invasion is over, and it's, what the hell are you still doing up there? Oh. It's pretty much safe to say that I would feel relieved. We will fight against China some other time, alright? Just no interference next time from other countries. We will not expand to any more territories. We will get them again, just not this time. So surrender, you rebels. And they did. We saved Serbia, but we could not save ourselves. But we still have an empire. That's all that matters. We still have an empire. And during this entire time, the the Iraqi ones continued their expansion on Egypt. And I'm surprised you haven't gone for Tiflis. Oh, that's the Coptic name of Giza. That's where the Great Pyramid of Khufu is. I would have loved for the Iraqis to expand their piece of territory into there. So we could say, another wonder into our collection. So, thank Buddha, the Arhat, and the perfected ones, that the war is over. No more bloodshed. For now. As peace has prevailed, and we will fight against the Yuan Empire probably in 10 years' time. Because, look, at any given time, we can beat them. But, despite the fact Mother's the one that started it, if she were alive, she would not be happy that I had to be the one to end the war by dirty means of, well, put a bounty on my cousin and they'll get rid of him, and therefore war's over. So, not everybody can go home. Since there's time for peace, at least there's time to reinforce. That's one part of our cavalry retinue. Where are the others? There's the others. They were split off. Oh, and there you are too. You're all separated. Well then, since your post is in Greece, well, you all better come back to your original post to support whatever Serbia needs. So return to your original post as it was before hostilities began. Who's the organizer around here? No one. Because, you know, we ought to get them moving fast. And I'm sure in the next episode I will decide who the heir is going to be. Because we were just so much into the war and not thinking about succession. Which is usually the first thing you would think about when you play as a character that already has children. Ah, here's one. Shaka. His name is Nis. There's a better one, but already old. Okay. When am I getting promoted? Hasn't been 5 years. Fair enough. Alright, old man. You are also a member of the Chosen of Ashoka. Good enough. Oh, wait a minute, there was already one in our ranks, and younger. Oh, good dang. Why did you tell us? Yeah, just get him moving fast. And so we'll get him combined, take him to Greece, and then, reorganize the retinue. Off you go. I should go tiger hunting. Now that there's peace. And after that, we'll hold Diwali. Yipe, that tiger almost got me. Chief of Ren. That's way up there. Signed a non-aggression pact. Because why the hell not? Someone got a tiger. Yeah, just wait for the rest of your sons to grow up in 10 years' time. And so that way you can choose which son of mine should be on the dragon throne. That's the reason why I said wait until the next episode for me to worry about who should be the heir. Which one of my sons to be ruling India next time. Get this Anatolian ships and send them to Greece. Off you go. Too bad I could not inherit all of my cousin's money. I'm sure the bounty hunter, which I don't think he probably got that paid. I don't think he would be the kind of guy to, you know, take free money. He would prefer blood money rather than... And it's like, whoa, would you look at that? 13,000 gold in his castle, his barony. Or dama, that's the Indian word for it. I was about to say, what's the word for that again? Did I get it correct? Dama? Yes, dama. You got it. So, 16,000 strong. Max. And let's end the episode by holding the Diwali feast. Oh, I forgot about my wine. Oh yeah, acknowledge bastard. Vicious rumor don't help. In the Indian honor-based tradition dictates I offer a gift to my spouse. I should plan for this and buy something before the feast begins. Let's just do this for once. A jeweled necklace would be perfect. See the realm prospers, unless Serbia does something. Just reading these descriptions for once. The castle is decorated with flowers and colorful tapestries, carpets and ribbons. All the guests have arrived. There's a bustle of people, all eager and full of festive spirit. It's time for the feast to begin. Welcome all. Get in the right mood. You know, get back to being commander some other time. Yeah, China is most displeased with me because of what I did to them. At the feast, it's time for the traditional ceremony gifts. My wife is overjoyed with the magnificent gift. But she is not my lover. She likes me because I honor the good ruler. And plus, she should get a necklace for your rat next time. The darkest night of Diwali is here. The most important night of the feast. Candles and lamps are lit everywhere. The guests stroll across the painted and decorated floor. Wearing colorful dress, rich and sweet food is served, and a drink is also plentiful. I celebrate the victory of light over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over despair. Yeah, very fitting that we prevailed, in a way. We still have our empire. Let us celebrate that. Let's celebrate that the fact that India is still alive. India is still an empire, and India will have a future. But that future, well, it's going to be pretty certain. Well, we'll stop here, because in the next episode, well, all we got to do is wait patiently, as I'll eventually rank up in the ranks of the chosen of Ashoka. Since they tell me to focus on theology, I got the leadership traits that I wanted. I'm in relative good strength, combat skill-wise. I guess I will take up theology. Which I have enough traits, and like if I wanted it to, but of course all the children are not grown up, of, if you want to become a monk, which, why on earth would you want to be that? At this given time and future plans for this, for nearing the end of this series. So I would say, again, it did not go the way I wanted, but we can try again. Which you can't do that because it says has not unveiled in invasion of China. And it says Courtier, is landed. It's none of the requirements. Well, to be fair, I don't have much of, children that are landed and other reasons. Which, again, is landed. Whoever that may be, I don't know. So, and also, we've got probably, maybe we can't wait 10 years. I guess we'll have to wait 50 years. Very well. Unless I pass away and then he takes the throne and that modifier goes away. By die, I mean you either die naturally, or by sickness, or an injury, or retire as a monk and let the boy take over. Which, of course, they would also have to be grown up first and divorced, because you know how that strict requirements of being an ascetic works. But remember, one day we will get back at China, but this time with no interference from the world. So, let's just say, look, we still have an empire, we still have a future, and, well, I just remembered one other thing. I think there might be a certainty of what's coming up next. In a few years, there's probably going to be another crusade against Serbia. Or even us, perhaps, because, we hold parts of Egypt. So, who knows what's going to be, but one thing is for certain, there's going to be a crusade, and it's likely going to be against us Buddhists. Either Serbia or India. Whoever it may be, we're ready to defend. And probably want to spend money on not only for resources to find another, but also improve the infrastructure on Tibet, as far as supply limits concerned. All that and more in the next episode for Chola, which the series is not over yet. It's just been extended. It's just been given an extension. So we hope you enjoyed this, I guess you call it an episode, but just say we got lucky, right? We were lucky to be alive. We're lucky to have an empire. We will get back at China some other time, right? So, until then, so long for now.